Oh my
That's what I'm
goodness.
talking about.
Yes, sir.
What's got
Dude,
you so excited today?
Today is a momentous day. Do you want to know why?
Why is that?
We are in the top 1% of podcasts.
That's actually so exciting. Wow.
You guys are probably watching this podcast and being like, wait a second, you're going to look below your screen. You're going to see a double-digit subscriber count and a single-digit viewer count. And you're like, well, how in the world are these two kids, these two young adults, if you will, how in the world do these guys have, how in the world are they in the 1% of podcasts?
Yeah.
Is that a question that you have, Alan?
That's the first thing I thought of.
That's the first thing he thought of, probably YouTube. The reason is because Alex Hormozy posted on his Instagram, only 1% of podcasts make it past 21 episodes.
Wow.
And I'm not going to do any further research and just take his word for it, brother. And so we're on our 21st episode right now.
Dang.
That means technically next episode is we're in the, but we are in the 1% of podcasts. On, can you believe it?
That's insane. I've been smiling ever since you said that. I mean, it's funny because like we've done no research on that actual metric at all.
Oh, bro,
but we heard it on before our first podcast, and that's what we've been thinking about.
It
the
literally
entire
could be
time.
completely wrong. But Alex Hormozy said it, so it can't be wrong.
Yeah, right.
just kidding.
So now that we're in the top 1%,
We've peaked, bro.
Yeah, we can go back and reminisce. What would you say is your favorite? What would you say is your favorite podcast? Or,
My favorite podcast
yeah, or
we've
at least
done?
favorite location.
Oh, our favorite location. Okay, so, I like, I kind of like the hammock one where
that's
you
a
were on
good
the
one.
hammock and I was on the
Yeah, yeah.
seat. I don't know what episode that
like
was.
that one.
It'll be on the screen, but
I think, 16 or 17
16 or
something like that.
What about you?
I'm 100% the first podcast that we ever did. And I'm not talking about the quality of the podcast, okay? Because that's a whole different conversation. But the location of that podcast was just amazing.
We got to go back there with the table, bro.
I'm down with that.
We have to go back there with the
100%.
table.
Yeah, let's
So-
do it in the daytime, actually, the next time.
The problem is that it was the first podcast we ever did, and so we didn't. I guess we just didn't understand how the sun worked or something, bro.
Right.
Because we got out there, it was light, and we were recording, and it just got pitch black by the end of it.
I just
and-
don't think we calculated that it would actually take time to record, too. Like, because we got out there, we were like, no, it'll be light outside at 6 p.m. in January. It'll be light outside, don't worry.
Well, we didn't
Or
calculate
it probably
that at
wasn't
all.
January. I don't even know when it was. Months ago now.
Yeah, dude, we've been going for
Like at least 6
not too
months or
long.
something.
It's 5.
I
I
know
mean, 5
that.
was before our first ever YouTube video.
Yeah, 5, something like that.
and
Because
then
we've been
we-
talking about it at least for 6 months now.
No, dude. So we're going on a year of talking about it.
Oh, wow.
Which is insane. We've been talking about it. The end of last summer is when we kind of started talking about it, which is like the last 3 weeks. But the problem is we were talking about something not YouTube related.
Yeah.
And then we kind of got into talking about YouTube more and more seriously. I can't remember when we uploaded our first video. I think it was October or something.
I think so. Yeah, I remember we originally started talking about YouTube just so we could bring people into something else. When like that other
Just so
thing
we
was
could
our
make
main
money off
focus,
it.
right?
Yeah.
And then we realized that that main focus was not the moves, so we headed
This is
out.
the moves.
Yeah, this is the moves. I
Yeah,
agree.
and I'm happy with our decision.
Yeah,
I
I'm
really
glad
am.
I'm glad that the moves is also the one that's most fun. Like I'm
Yeah.
having more fun doing this than I would have on the.
Me too. We might end up doing it eventually. Who knows? But
exactly.
it's not off the table. But
Yeah.
this is the table right now. So
So, nothing is on the table.
we're
Right?
good to go, bro.
Yeah, absolutely. We were talking a little bit earlier, a little bit before the podcast about like video ideas and everything, and just about like how we want to execute the podcast and how do we want to do this.
Yeah.
And,
So, yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
We were talking. I don't know if you guys saw our episode 19. 20. We just were not proud of the way that episode came out. Me and him both, and we just kind of were talking about after. It brought up the question of like, what do we want the podcast identity to be? And so we're kind of going in this direction right now. Or we're kind of going in a different direction, which you'll see for the next 10, 20 episodes, and we're going to see how that can kind of work. But that's what he was mentioning is like what we were kind of talking about off the podcast.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's gonna be good too because we'll be able to go back in the future and kind of come back here and be like, how did we think the YouTube channel was gonna look like? And like, what did we think was gonna be right, and see how little of that is actually.
I feel like
end
it's
up
going to be
being
like
right.
nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so too. I mean, to be fair though, it's not like we've been doing too much analysis in general. Like we've been
No.
just focusing on doing this wider range of stuff so that we could find the niche that we're looking for.
It's something that we've both been thinking about a lot is like, what is our niche going to be? We really haven't had too much discussion about it at all. Ours right now, we're just kind of in the entertainment
Right.
niche, which isn't a niche because everybody wants to be entertained.
And we're small enough to the point where it could change as well. You know what I mean?
Oh, well, we don't have one. We don't have one.
Exactly.
Exactly. And so a part of me wants to keep it as just general entertainment, kind of like Mr. Beast, who has like almost 400 million subscribers. And then a part of me wants to keep it like this. But before we get into this discussion, I actually want to say something that I think might impact your decision a little bit, or maybe the thought process. So I heard this from Alex Hormozy, but it's very, very, very important to note. And so he was talking about this girl that he was talking to who she was making like $1 million a year, so a lot of money.
Yeah.
And they were directing all her traffic from her Instagram, which had like 1,000 followers or something.
Small.
And she was getting like 160 likes per video, or per thing. And you're like, well, how is she getting a million monies off of that thing? It's because she was in the biggest niche. She was in a niche of a niche of a niche of a niche. Super, super. Not a lot of people need it, but the people that do were willing to spend a lot of money for it. And so she didn't have a lot of clients, but the clients she did have paid her a lot, and churn was very, very low. And so because of that, she was in such a deep niche, the people that really resonated with her stuff would resonate with her and then go buy her thing. And so I think that's the benefit of like having a super small niche, is that we don't need a huge audience. But then it's like, what's our goal? You know what I mean? So I just thought that was a good frame to like, just to put emphasis on like the importance of a niche.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm very curious how much she's actually charging for her product or service,
really
as well.
don't know, yeah.
And I guess the thing with those is you like the very specific niches where you're charging a lot, is you really have to bring a lot of value to that one person. So like if there's a bigger audience and less expensive of a product, it's probably a little bit less value that they're bringing to the individual person.
Absolutely,
itself.
completely, yeah.
And so it's a lot more work on the creator side, on the seller side as well. Like you really, if you're going to charge a lot for that, you really have to bring a
completely,
big value.
Yeah. I was saying that as like the value of a niche.
disagreeing
Oh,
with you at all.
100%, yeah. But we can get into that discussion of like, what do you think our niche should be? Do you lean towards anything? What do you think?
Yeah, and I'm curious also. Before that, I'm curious how different it would be for you, like viewers versus customers as well, because you.
It depends.
Normally,
I was saying
like,
it depends
more
what your
viewers is
goal
better.
is.
You're right.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Because you can, if she like generalized her content, she'd probably get more viewers but less money, because the people who wanted to buy her stuff would no longer be watching because it wouldn't be what they needed, you know? And so it's like she's all right with having super low views because the people that do watch her pay her a ton of money. You know what
I
I'm
mean,
saying?
how many scenarios is there on YouTube where less viewers is actually a better thing? I guess
A lot.
Yeah.
Basically across the board. I mean, Alex Hormozy did it too. He's getting less views but more leads to his acquisition.com site because he started to niche his content more down to business rather than going general. Like he made a bunch of different videos. He made like a cooking video or a relationship video and whatever. But when he decided to niche back down to business stuff, he got more business viewers and more people to his goal, which was leads onto his site. So if our goal is selling a product like Logan Paul, which is like to the masses, then more views, more money probably. But if we probably won't be doing that because he has an insane audience. Right. And so if our goal is to make a niche item, then we should cater to a niche audience. It was kind of what we were doing with fishing in the start.
Right. Yeah, I definitely see that. Yeah. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. I'm sure his audience came before the product did. Like in his mind.
Actually, that's not true.
Really?
I mean, he had acquisition.com before.
Yeah, or I was talking Logan Paul.
Way before.
Yeah, Alex Hormozy is his own different thing. That definitely makes sense. Like higher, I guess, especially for him when you're trying to churn these viewers into customers. I can see. Or I was thinking churn, but like you can see, like higher quality viewers might actually be better. So less viewers, but higher quality.
Yeah, it's like the difference between a lead and an engaged lead. I kind of learned this from pressure washing. Like I could talk to a bunch of people from my college and say, hey, do you need your driveway pressure washed? But they're in a dorm. They don't need their, you know what I mean? And so I could get a ton of people, but none of them need my service.
I see.
And so the more people doesn't mean more money. It just doesn't.
Yeah, that
you know what I mean?
makes sense to me.
Like basically ever, unless you decide to go super general. But to go super general, you need a super big audience. And so it really depends on that. But yeah, I'm curious your thoughts, because we were originally going to do fishing, which was kind of a niche, but then we realized, I'm not very good at fishing.
You're right.
So what are your thoughts?
So regarding the niche, this is something that it changes slowly over time. But I mean, it's very clear at this point that we're an entertaining channel. We're not here for trying to give people information. You know, our value comes from entertaining.
And I think
the
we should
masses,
keep like
right.
that.
I think honestly, just based on how our videos are kind of formatted and laid out, it seems to cater a little bit towards the younger generation compared to older people. You know, like with the quick edits and a couple of minutes, like you're keeping their attention span in. I definitely see
Apparently
it
not,
younger.
actually, because we only have 40% viewer retention. So,
Really?
Yeah.
See, I'm curious. Is that bad?
70% is what you want to shoot for.
Really?
We suck.
Interesting.
I thought, dude, it was honestly like a hit to the heart a little bit because I thought I was such a good editor.
Yeah.
And I was like, average of 40% viewers. I guess I suck. I guess I suck.
Right.
Anyways, keep
I wonder
going.
how that's like on a 2-minute 30-second video. You know?
Well, the shorter the video, the higher the viewer retention should be.
That's what I'm saying.
And
so it's even worse.
It is even worse.
That
Yeah,
sucks.
you're right.
Yeah.
That's exactly right. Yeah.
I
so-
had something similar with the click-through rate as well. But it's just hard to tell with just very little people.
I'm
man,
curious.
it is.
I was curious about that. How like how accurate it is with only like 18 views.
That's
you know
what
what
I'm
I mean?
saying.
I can't imagine it's super, but who knows? It's a ratio.
And the thing is, like, sometimes a lower click-through rate might actually mean a better thing because, you know, that just means you're giving just a lot more impressions. You know, even if you're getting less clicks per 100, I feel like sometimes it can be a good thing. You know, like so it's.
Do you think it can be?
kinda-
I don't know. Do you think?
I mean, for me, when I see a low click-through rate, that can either mean two things. One is like the thumbnail is actually bad, you know, and that's okay. Or two is there's just been a lot of impressions. Like YouTube's like, okay, these first couple of people that watched the video, they liked this. They liked it a lot. Like they watched it for a long time. So I'm gonna push this video out to a lot of different people, like a lot more than what the video would normally be. And that a lot of times can lower the click-through rate. And so
I feel like if there's more impressions, shouldn't more people just be clicking on the thumbnail if it's good?
yeah, I mean, more people would click on it, but click-through rate's a percentage. You know, it's like
That's what I'm
percent
saying.
per 100. So if we get most of the impressions off of like YouTube, what's it called? Like YouTube recommendations, for example. The video, YouTube might be like, oh, it's doing good on YouTube recommendations. Let's push it out to all of these things that we don't always push it out to, and you might not get great results in those.
Maybe, but
like YouTubers also searched, you know.
yeah, I guess you can't really control that though.
Right. No,
Like I
you
feel like
can't.
if we see bad click-through rate,
I think most of the time it means.
Yeah.
Most of the time it just means you.
yeah,
you
like
know,
I
you got a
think
bad
if
thumbnail.
we see bad retention, editing sucks. If we see bad click-through rate, thumbnail sucks.
Yeah.
Thumbnail and title sucks.
I think that's pretty much a good rule of thumb.
Yeah.
You know, it's like if you got a low CTR, it's probably a bad thumbnail. Like that's 90% of the time.
Yeah.
That's gonna be the answer.
I'm curious about all of that. We just yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely something to think about.
Which yeah
We use our own metrics kind of on our own, like because we have our own different responsibilities, so we kind of look.
Yeah,
at
yeah. I mean, we
things.
talk about it. Like,
Yeah.
I just do editing, and you do video ideas and thumbnails, and that's pretty even work
I think
split.
so too.
And so, which is great, honestly.
Right?
It's perfect, dude. Seriously, like that's how a partnership should work. Like you have time that I don't have, and so you just take what I can't handle, which is just the
Right.
thumbnails and the what's
Video
the other thing?
ideas.
Video ideas, and you're already better at thumbnails than me than I used to be. So
Yeah, I'm
GGs.
curious. Do you still enjoy editing as much as you did when you started YouTube? Like started this
kinda.
channel. I know you've been doing YouTube for a while.
And well, I haven't been doing. I've been doing editing for a while. I haven't been doing.
I guess.
But I kind of do. I'll be honest.
Really?
I just really enjoy it. It can get. I mean, there's obviously days where it's like I don't really want to edit, but you know,
yeah.
I really enjoy it still. I'm sure there'll be a time when I don't enjoy it anymore. But I like if it's a day that I'm waking up and it's like I'm editing this morning, I'm like,
You feel content with that? Yeah,
I'm pumped. I honestly get excited.
that's awesome.
I get pumped because I get to. Yeah, I don't know. I get ideas and stuff. Like we have a video coming out this Monday. It's already going to be out by the time you guys are watching
Yeah,
this.
check it out.
It's oh my gosh, riding
Street racing with toy cars.
That's the one. Street racing with toy cars. It's I think it's my favorite video we've ever done,
Me too.
or at least from the editing. And you know that little beginning part where it's like 3, 2, 1.
Yeah.
That I just added after the fact
Really?
because I was in the car driving. I'm like, oh my goodness, I should add this. I turn around. I don't turn around, but I go to my place and then I come back and then I do the thing. But I get really excited.
That's awesome, man. I have a very similar path with Photoshop too. I actually originally asked the question because I'm really enjoying it right now.
Yeah,
so I
good,
was curious
good.
if that ever dies down.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
It will. I can guarantee it. I can guarantee
It
it.
kind of just gets more realistic a little bit.
Yeah, it just.
I got you.
I can guarantee it.
I can
But right
understand
now,
that.
not yet.
Yeah, but it's crazy. I mean, I never even understood the full extent of what you could do with Photoshop until I'm doing it. Like now, after I'm going back and rewatching movies, like Marvel, for example, their CGI, freaking insane. Like they did that in Photoshop. You know what I mean? How the heck?
Did they? What do you mean?
Well, I think with some of the really good CGIs, they have like their own engines that they'll. That's like when you do the bodysuit and the green screen and everything. But I mean, there's a lot of like special effects in there that they probably did in Photoshop, and that's crazy to me that we're using the same exact application.
I have the
I'm
same
sitting here
experience.
trying to figure out how to put text on the screen, like put it on the left side of the screen, and they're doing stuff like this. It's
Yeah.
insane to me.
I have the same experience, but for like sound and like cuts. So like I kind of like it gives me a new appreciation for movies, the same as you. But for me, it's like the score and like how things are cut together. I just Logan Paul. He's been uploading vlogs recently, and if you see, he's got an editor, and he did. It's amazing.
He does a good job. With it.
He's really, really good.
I'll have to
Really.
check that out.
Logan Paul, if you're watching,
Yeah.
your vlogs are amazing, bro. Keep it up. You'll get there someday. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we haven't tried a video like that. That'd be cool to try a vlog.
Yeah, I was thinking about it. I was really.
I'd love to do it.
I would love to do it
honestly.
too. Like it's a little slower paced.
Yeah.
It's just a time thing.
If that ends up being our niche that we get popular on, I'd be okay with that.
It's not a if we pick a niche, it needs to be like a niche of a niche, like super small. You know
Okay,
what I
so
mean?
more like video style then. You're right. You're right.
I mean, no, we could still do vlog. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
but
I guess it wouldn't be a niche.
vlogs
it'd
could be more like
style.
behind the scenes kind of thing.
Really?
Well, I think so.
I can see that.
Or we could like spend a week doing like a bunch of I don't know how.
I mean, I guess it depends on, like, at the end of the day, are we entertaining just us without any topics? You know what I mean?
so.
I think so. So,
Yeah.
I mean, if we're entertaining as people, then people should enjoy us doing just things. You know what I mean? That's kind of the
Theoretically,
mindset I was thinking of. It's like,
theoretically.
okay, if we're entertaining people, then vlogs should be okay, just us doing stuff.
I mean, nobody's watching our other stuff, so.
Yeah, yeah.
But I don't know.
I don't know,
I
man.
think I do like the idea of vlogs. I think we should hit it.
I think it just sounds fun to me as well. You know
Yeah,
what I mean, like, that sounds the most fun. Of
We
all.
just have to make sure to stay focused. Like
Yeah.
not do too many things.
Right.
The podcast, like it's not another thing we can add right now.
We got Minecraft blindfolded to finish.
Yeah, we're gonna do Minecraft blindfolded. We realized it was really
So
hard.
yeah, so we've been I guess you guys don't really know about that video, but we've been trying to finish this video for I'd say 2 months now. Originally, we way underestimated how much work it would be. Beating Minecraft blindfolded.
Explain how we're doing
from
it.
start to finish. I'm on the keyboard and mouse, and I have this blindfolded on my face, so I can't see anything. I have not looked at the screen that entire game once on the New World. He's over here telling me left mouse over. W-A, like trying to tell me controls
It's
and everything.
exhausting. I have to like he's on mouse and keyboard, so
Yeah.
I have to like left, not that much left.
Yeah.
It's exhausting.
I don't know which job sucks more, honestly.
Probably mine. To be honest
You
with
think
you,
so?
I think so. I mean, I haven't
don't know,
experienced
man.
it. So yeah, well, maybe when I'm on the
Yeah.
other. What I would like to do with Minecraft blindfolded is I would like to, because we've spent a couple hours on it, but like in different segments.
Mm-hmm.
What I would like to do is I would like to scrap that completely, start from scratch, and not stop until we beat it,
Yeah.
and spend like 12, 13 hours and upload the entire video uncut.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like that's the only way we can do it, because then people know we're not cheating. It's what Mr. Beast used to do with his like saying Logan Paul
Right.
100 million times or whatever,
Yeah.
100,000 times. I feel like
That's true.
I think it would be great.
People did used to watch those. That's crazy.
Like I feel like if we have in the title "Beating Minecraft Blindfolded," cool thumbnail with you blindfolded, you know,
Right.
Ender Dragon, and then 13 hours, people are gonna click. You know
I
what I
see
mean?
that. I'm that type of person to click on that.
Me too.
so,
Like they're
yeah.
not gonna watch the whole 13 hours. They're gonna watch 2 seconds.
Right.
But
Yeah. Okay, I like that. I could see that. Just doing it all completely in one day, start
in
to
one
finish.
take,
That's
yeah.
assuming we can finish it in one day.
I mean, if we don't, we don't. We just keep pushing. We can have like hey sister, get us food
Yeah,
kind of thing.
yeah,
You know what I
right.
mean? But if
Right.
we take food breaks, like we record that too. But we just keep going
I
until
like
we do
that.
it.
That's basically like streaming almost at that point. Well, I guess it's not because it's not live. That's probably an
it's
important
not,
part of streaming.
That's the one.
but,
That's the one kind of
yeah,
thing.
but it almost
yeah.
feels like it, like those subathons that people used to do.
Like what did Kai
Ludwig?
do? Like a mafia-thon or something, where it's like
What is
30,
that?
30 days
30
of
days?
streaming without stopping,
That's cool.
something like that.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind that. I'm not. too private of a person, so I'd be okay
Yeah, like he
with
slept
just,
on stream and everything too.
Be okay with doing that.
We
That'd be
could
cool.
doing it too, but we gotta stay focused. Keep doing what we're doing.
Yeah, definitely. I'm not suggesting
There's
it.
I know. There's a million things we could be doing.
Right.
But we're doing
Subathon probably isn't
what
it?
we're doing. I mean,
Ours would end in 10 minutes. The timer would just finish with nobody subbing. Like, in 10 minutes, guys, the timer's going to end, so you have to sub.
and nobody subs and it just ends. That is how it would be.
Yeah.
But yeah, we gotta just keep it low. If it works for a video and it works on the main channel, we should do it. But you know,
Yeah.
I think we should do the Minecraft thing. We just have to pick a 24 hours, you know,
Right.
to do it.
Yeah. Dude, have you seen the new, what's it called? I'm sure you have. The new iPhone 17 Air?
I don't look at the leaks.
Really?
Don't tell me. Bro.
Really?
I don't look at the
You
leaks.
don't want me to say anything? It's kind
No,
of crazy.
I
All
don't
right,
want
I'll
you
wait.
to.
I'll wait.
You gotta wait because
That's okay.
I intentionally swipe away from the leaks because
It's
I like
crazy.
Apple to show me on their own time. You know what I
Really?
mean? I don't.
I
like
mean,
the
I
leaks.
respect that. It's
I'm sorry
it's
to.
probably not as crazy
sorry
as
to-
I'm talking about.
It's AI.
Yeah.
It hologram to
Actually,
the ceiling.
yeah, people don't love it. I'm not actually the biggest fan of it, but I'm not gonna spoil
I
anything
have
from
seen
you.
that people don't really like it.
So you haven't seen anything past
I haven't
that.
seen anything past that.
That's
I
fine.
know the Air. I know they're doing the Air, where it's like super thin or something, and there's changing the. But you know, I like to watch the. I like to watch the Apple keynote. You know what I'm saying,
Yeah.
all the way through
Yeah.
until they start ranting about.
I miss the old ones, man.
Yeah.
They'll kind of blend together now.
What you mean?
Like there's nothing like memorable about them. I don't know. There's in
Tim
the past
Cook-
couple of iPhones, there's been nothing crazy.
Yeah,
in my
you're
opinion.
right. I agree with
That's
you.
what I mean.
I agree with
like,
you.
There's just nothing crazy about the new iPhones.
Me neither. Me neither.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think so either. I don't think so either. I think they got to take bigger swing. Well, no, they don't. Actually, that's the thing is that they don't. Like they can play it safe.
They
And
can
then
do
if you look
whatever,
at like the 12 to like the 15, the 16, like in 4 generations, it like completely has changed. So it's like incremental, but if you like, it makes people upgrade because they go from the 13 to like the 16 and see, holy crap, there's so many differences and
see.
stuff. And so they just kind of like feature stack slowly and slowly. And
Interesting.
it works. It's also very hard as like a company to innovate every single year. A lot of people don't think they should update the iPhone every
Right.
single year.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah, just instead of doing it every single year, they do it like just big
Because
versions.
if you think about like the
what most companies do.
growth of the iPhone from start to finish, it has been pretty on track with where it should be. But they're just they make a new one every single year, and so it doesn't seem too incremental. But if you go from like 3 years ago to now, the 13 to the 16, wildly different. You know what I mean? And so it's you know.
I see that. Yeah, and with how big of a company it is, I mean, just giving people more options is probably something. better
Yeah,
than
and I
some
mean,
more
I think
people
they
that
know.
go by.
I think they know what they're doing.
Yeah, exactly. Apple knows exactly what they're doing.
I
think
wish they
they're-
did what Samsung did, which Samsung has like their flagship phones, which are like the Galaxy whatever's, and then they'd have like their fun phones, you
Yeah.
know, like the folds and everything. Like the main flagships pay for like their fun projects. I guess it's off brand for Apple, but I wish they had a fun project.
Right.
You know what I mean?
They never do anything like that.
No,
but
there
that'd
is
be cool.
rumors that like the iPhone 18 will be a foldable though.
Really? Wow. I could see that. I like the foldable phones. I'd
I
like
do
one.
too. If they had an iPhone foldable, I'd buy it for sure. I just don't buy foldables because they're not Apple.
Yeah.
They're not the ecosystem. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
From what I've heard, though, the screens on like the what's the Galaxy flip phone, something like that. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, the Z Flip.
Sounds like they don't last for very long, but
Yeah.
if Apple can do it right, it seems like they got it. I mean, I trust Apple rather than
If
anybody.
they
else to
do it, they did do it right. You know what I'm saying? They make great products, bro.
Yeah, absolutely. This
I
is
love
crazy.
it.
The only thing I wish that they would upgrade is the camera because
feel like it's
actually
pretty good
as I've
camera.
been recording here, I've realized that
I feel like it's a good camera, no?
it's a great camera, but
Oh.
I think the other couple iPhones are better. Like from what I've seen, the Galaxy and the new what's it called? There's new like smaller companies nowadays that are coming up, but they all seem like they have a way better camera. I mean, just take the zoom for example on those Samsungs. Like you ever seen those videos?
Yeah, like the 20, like the 30, 45x zoom. or
Yeah, the
whatever.
video starts with something and then they just keep
going.
zooming out and
Yeah.
zooming out and zooming out. And Apple just doesn't have that. I mean, mine goes up to like I think 9x.
Yeah,
which
mine I
isn't
think
that
does
great.
16 or 25 or something.
Really? Wow.
Man, you are poor.
What phone
goodness.
do you have? The 16?
Yeah.
I got the 15. All right.
Yeah.
I don't want to hear it.
But I mean, we're recording on iPhones right now, so you
Right.
know what I mean? I think
Yeah.
it's pretty good, except for that one.
Yeah, but that's the thing is my 12 iPhone records the best. Like,
What you
the,
mean? No,
the
it doesn't.
quality? No, does it not?
No, not at all.
Oh, I must be tripping. Which one records the best then?
Mine, the
yours?
16, yeah, the better.
I mean, I guess that makes
Well,
sense.
probably the camera records the best, but
Well, yeah, that doesn't count. It's a camera. You can't compare the camera.
The 13, well, it's technically a 13. It records the worst. Yeah.
Interesting.
But
okay.
it's just the most reliable for some reason. Bro, we used to record with his old iPhone 13 as well as like our two phones. And bro, for some reason that thing had infinite storage, like the longest battery life ever. Both our phones would be dead and that thing would be going at 60%, bro. We would just keep going with that one. That was so funny.
That's insane.
The most reliable thing you've ever seen. Until the back just kind of...
Well, there was tape on the back, so we pulled it off, and the entire back
I don't know
pulled
what
off
happened
with
there,
it.
bro. We taped the back of the phone and somehow just decapitated the phone.
Yeah.
I really don't know what happened
And
there.
if we don't upload this Minecraft blindfolded, it's all going to be in vain. The iPhone back
Oh,
coming
yeah,
off.
well,
Yeah, 'cause
sorry.
that's what happened. It was when we were recording
Minecraft,
blindfolded.
and it still works. We just haven't had a reason to use it. What I
Yeah.
want to do. So you might see on some podcasts that like they have like the views on the people, and then they have a wide view, and then they also have another, or maybe this is the wide view, but they have like a moving wide from here
What?
to here.
Never seen
The
those
camera. A lot of podcasts have it. You just don't see it because it's very subtle. But I would like to make some sort of machinery that just goes back and forth like this, and strap that 12 to it, and it just have it go like
pull
this.
it, yeah.
You know,
Like
just
mid-pod,
do
yeah.
just do this every time. But like, there's got like get like a toy car or something. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? I want to try that because I feel like that'd be really really cool.
I didn't even know that podcast did that. It's interesting.
A lot of them do. It's
And it's like actually moving. You can see it going
you can
from side to
see
side.
you can see it like it's usually like this speed. But like they do it. Impulsive used to do it.
You think it's a moving camera, or do you think it's like a zoom thing
Moving
where they're
camera.
like zooming on
No,
certain
it's a moving
spots?
camera. They go like.
I mean, I believe you.
Yeah, it's definitely a moving camera. It's definitely a moving camera.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm sorry.
All right.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
No, but I like it. Dude. I'm excited, bro.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah, I want to do, but we probably never will. I'll be honest with you. It's probably not gonna happen.
No, I mean, next step I think for the pod is definitely just cleaning off the table.
Cleaning off the table.
Yeah.
Yeah. What are these stains, bro?
Couldn't tell you, and I don't want to
you
know.
mean?
They're
I think-
brown stains, unidentified. and let's
I,
leave it like that.
IBS, unidentified brown stains.
UBS, yeah.
Man, I'm stupid, bro. I am stupid. I think the next step for the pod is getting out of this room, bro.
Yeah.
We need to go to other locations.
Facts.
We have this table, we have these seats, and we can move everything else. We just got to go to other locations.
Yeah, I'm down. Well,
Mm-hmm.
it always ends up being your house. So I always try to say my house, but my entire family and extended
Always.
family is over. Yeah,
Always pulls up.
Yeah.
It's literally, they're multiplying too,
Right.
and so they just keep coming.
I mean, yeah. Then the thing is, the room that we would do it in is the room that, because my sister's over, she has her kid right now, and that's the room with the crib in it. So if we can be quiet enough to where we don't wake them, then maybe.
True, bro.
Nah, it's not gonna happen.
Yeah.
No way. Unless we can be our first guest.
Oh my
Get-
gosh, our
get
first
legit,
guest
yeah.
can be the newborn freaking child.
Right. Yes, yeah. So she has a kid right now, and literally in the next couple of days, probably about the time this podcast is uploaded, she'll have her second kid.
Yeah,
Shout out,
bro.
by the way, if you're watching
What's
him.
is there a name?
No, I don't know. No idea.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't know. Don't ask me. Ask her. I don't know. Cause,
Do people usually name their kids at this point?
I think, yeah.
Right?
I don't know if she has a name or not. I think she has a middle name picked. I know she has a last name picked out.
I would hope.
But well, that's the thing is because last time like they didn't even tell me that the kid was born until like 2 days after the kid was born.
What
So
do you mean?
Well, so I'm sitting there, I'm talking to my mom like just a normal day because she was down visiting my sister because she was about to have the kid, you know.
Uh-huh.
I talked to her and she was just like, yeah, you know, a couple days ago they got out of the hospital after they did this, and she was just talking like a normal conversation, and I'm like, hold on, she had a kid, like, are you serious? And you know, I get there, I'm just like, whose kid is this? Like, because she never told me.
They're just like, you're
Yeah.
a new nephew. And I'm like, you are pregnant?
Right, exactly. And so I text my sister.
You are married?
Yeah, I text my sister, and she's just like, "Oh, nobody told you? No, nobody told me. Who would have told me other than you?"
That's crazy. I didn't know. You have a boyfriend?
Right? Yeah. Exactly. Exactly.
That's funny.
I mean, so I told them this time they have to text me. 12 hours at least.
Yeah.
Give me at least 12 hours.
Gotcha.
yeah,
12
so
hour
then I can go
notice.
visit. Yeah. But the kids aren't even that cute until like a couple days after. So
That's what I'm
I've
saying,
never
bro. You don't
seen-
even need to see them until a couple days
Yeah,
out.
they're like bright red, literally
Yeah.
tomatoes, bro. They're like sun-dried tomatoes, but crying.
That's a good, yep, that's
Yeah.
how it is.
Well, it's just
That's how it
annoying.
is.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm sure she'll be fine.
Yeah.
It obviously wasn't bad enough that she's never doing it again, so she'll be all right.
it'll go
Right.
great.
Yeah.
It'll go great, or, well, it'll go great. it'll go great. What's the worst that could happen? Well,
Yeah, I don't
it'll
know.
go great.
Well, it's annoying because her appetite's changed from pregnancy, and
Makes
whenever I
sense.
get home, because I just live at college, and I go home, and I always try to ask my mom to get these couple of things from the store, and it's always gone. Like, she's eating everything.
Really?
She's
That
eating
makes
all my
sense.
snacks. No, it doesn't make sense. Don't take my snacks. This is not. It doesn't make sense to me. Get your own snacks. Like, what do you want me to say?
Yeah.
So
Well,
that's annoying,
because
but-
they got to eat for two. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I was talking to my mom about this actually.
Really?
It's like if you that's always the excuse that people use is like when they eat a bunch of food. I'm eating for two.
You're not.
And so when they get fatter cohesively when they get pregnant, but everybody's just like they're getting pregnant, so it's okay. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But oh well. What can you
Man,
do?
that's a sensitive topic to joke about. I'll tell you
What
that.
you mean?
Gaining weight during
women's
pregnancy?
weight during pregnancy is
Yeah.
not a sensitive topic to joke about, bro. What you mean?
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
Uh,
I'm just kidding.
Wow.
If any women out there, I think we have like 40% women. Can you
Really?
believe it, bro?
that's crazy.
I didn't think.
Wow.
It's either 20 or 40.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
one of
mean-
the two. What's up?
Yeah.
Hey.
Our first fan pretty much was a woman. Like, if
How
you
do you
remember
know?
correctly, the pretty much our first comment was the wedgie comment.
Was that a
Was it
woman who
not?
did it?
I think so.
Nuh-uh.
Yeah. I mean, if I'm wrong, Lena Lauren.
Lena Lauren. Oh yes.
Lauren?
No. It's either Lena or Lauren.
Right. And those both.
Let
seem
us
like-
know, Lena Lauren.
Yeah. Let us know.
First name or last name? I'm assuming Lena's your first name.
Yeah. Hit us up. We're very curious. We're
We are
big
very
fans
curious.
of you. Actually.
Throw it in the comments below,
Yeah.
and we will have our answer.
Yeah. Yeah. Facts.
So please let us know.
I guess I'm wrong then, but I thought that our first one was a woman. Maybe
It probably was, yeah. I mean, because they asked us to do the wedgie thing for a while.
I mean, yeah, we're attractive guys, you know. A lot of it's just
One of us are.
natural course of. Let's leave it there.
You, bro.
Let's leave it there.
You, bro.
Oh, stop, bro. I was gonna say you. That's crazy that you say that.
Yeah, still haven't gotten a haircut, but that's okay.
Yeah.
I need a haircut too, bro. I'll be honest.
Really?
What you mean, really? Yeah.
I was thinking we could do it a video. We could make it a video. We
Don't
give
go.
each other haircuts.
Don't go bald.
Let's give each other haircuts.
Give each other haircuts?
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. And then we'll get it professionally done.
I don't know. I'll be honest. I don't know if I trust myself to do your hair.
Really?
Yeah, I
I
feel like I
trust
would
you.
cut your just head off.
Yeah.
Like it would
Yeah,
go
yeah.
away. You know what I mean?
I could just see you, yeah, just sitting there behind me like,
Gets the chainsaw out. Like this will do it.
Dude, that happened to me last time. Last time I was at the
A hairdresser
like
got the
salon.
chainsaw out.
Okay, no. But no, I'm just getting a cut, and I guess I feel her hand like hit the top of my
Caress
head,
your-
and she stops, and she's just like, "Hey, come here real quick." She's talking to her other hairdresser, and I'm sitting there like, what's gonna happen?
So what does this mean?
Yeah. They're arguing like, no, you need to do this. You need to do this. I'm like, what happened?
All the girls start conglomerating
Yeah.
and they're looking in the back of your head like,
Exactly. What's that
going
breeze
on
at the
here?
top of my head? You know, like that scared me. They fixed it, I guess.
They just get a blonde patch and they go,
Yeah. They tried to send me out before I could look.
it's like, you don't need to see the back. Just
Yeah,
trust
yeah,
us.
yeah,
You know what I
trust
mean?
us.
Trust
You did it
us.
good.
I had a hairdresser who, every time I go to the hairdresser, bro, apparently, like, they always compliment my curly hair.
Hey.
And so it's like, apparently I have good curls. All I do is mousse, so, you know. But,
What's mousse?
I don't know, bro. I couldn't tell you. It's a thing that I squeeze out.
Oh, it's like a hair gel.
No. I would never do something. No. After the shower, while your hair's all wet, you know, because of the water from the shower, and then you put it's like a squirt bottle that you squirt in your hands twice, depending on the length of your hair. Right now, that's how you know. It's how I measure my hair, the amount of mousse I have to use. I'm at 2 squirts right now, so it's a
Really?
lot.
So it's long.
And so I put it in my hair, and I just do this with the mousse, and it dries like cohesively with my hair, and apparently it makes them curly.
Well, because doesn't make sense to me is you already have curly hair, right? Like
didn't
you're
before I did
naturally-
it.
You have straight hair.
No, I have naturally curly hair, but it's naturally like
like frizzy kind of.
it's naturally stupid.
I feel that.
It's
I gave up.
it's naturally not very good. And so I went to Hawaii, and the atmosphere there literally made my hair more curly, bro. And I'm like, I need this all the time.
Interesting.
And so I got mousse.
It made a difference.
It made a big difference. Yeah, it changed the game for me.
Did it
bro.
take time to do the difference, or is it like immediate the first day you take it?
Overnight? Like I'll wake up the next day, and my hair will just magically look immediately better. Yeah.
That makes me want to try it with somebody with straight hair. It makes me want to see how curly it would get.
I think it would just make their hair like more
Crusty,
straight.
yeah.
It's like mousse is like salt. It like, you know how salt like accentuates the flavor of a thing. I think mousse accentuates your hair.
Oh, okay.
I have no idea.
That's not the analogy I thought you were going with that. I thought you meant like salt hair. You ever been to the beach and have like the beach hair, the salty beach hair?
Yeah,
I
yeah.
love it, man.
I
It's
love
my
it too.
favorite look.
I love it too.
That's what
I
I thought
like
you were
like
talking
tasting
about.
your hair, like going, here, you taste the salt.
Bro, I've never done that.
What you mean?
I think maybe on accident, like after a wave hits me, there's just hair everywhere. Probably done on accident.
I like after the beach.
Yeah, I know. You don't like the beach.
After the beach when your hair's like salty but dry, you know, and you're like all salty before
Yeah.
the shower. I kind of like that.
Yeah, I can see that. I can see that. But you just don't like the beach in general, so
No, not a beach dude.
that's
I'm not a pool
crazy.
dude either. I'm a water park dude though.
Really?
No.
Bro, you teasing me. I'm like, video idea.
Water park with what camera?
I don't know, waterproof GoPros?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Got you there.
Yeah.
Now, we probably can't record in there, but
Oh what? Yes, you can.
You
It's
think
just
so?
it's just copious amounts of small children.
yeah. And like, I mean, it's the workers there. A lot of times, it's just high school students. Like they
Yeah,
don't care. Bro.
They don't care. I mean,
go down the tube. That's all they care about.
We would need a twist. What would the twist be? You know
twist
what I'm saying?
thing? Oh, yeah.
You can't just go to a water park and go down slides and go.
Naked. That's the
Going down a water park naked
Yeah,
in
yeah.
front of a bunch of children.
Yeah, you go down the tunnel. You have the suit on. You get at the end. There's no.
No. This is the
no
video.
suit.
This is the video, bro.
Yeah.
Okay, this is the video, bro. This is the video. And so you know how they had that one video of like if I don't untie this knot or whatever. Actually, I'll just explain the video. We were at the top of the thing naked, right? There's a slide that's fully enclosed. At the bottom is a bunch of small children. We have a bathing suit in our hand. While we're going down the slide, we have to put the bathing suit on, and if we fail, we become registered. We become registered sex offenders.
That's the one. That's the one. Bro, talk about a challenge. Woo. Oh, I found our niche. I found our niche.
so funny.
I'll lose the table laughing at that. Bro, that's awesome.
This is genius, bro. That's the best idea I've ever had.
That's serious, bro.
That's crazy. We would need to do it with like a bunch of, I don't know, bro. How could we do that? Like,
We can't, bro. There's no.
maybe we can just do it with a bunch of like 18-year-olds who look 17, and we just
We
lie.
need kid looking adults. Yeah.
Yeah. Because if we're lying, it's still not illegal.
Yeah.
It's just against, ethics. But
Do we have to pay the kids?
oh yeah, just $1 each. You know what I mean? It's more than they've made like in their lives.
I guess so. I would have been okay with
We could pay the parent. We
Yeah.
could put them on a payment.
Hey kids, you want this money?
Come in this van.
Yeah. That's horrible,
That's a
dude.
good idea, bro.
No, you can't trick kids nowadays.
No?
Wow,
Because they're not
idea. I've
outside,
never
bro.
tried. Yeah,
They're
that's
not
that's the
outside.
problem.
You ever seen a kid with a cast?
A cast?
Never,
Not
bro.
really.
Not anymore.
That's crazy. Holy, I never even thought about that.
You don't be seen with kids with a cast anymore.
I've never really, not in the past couple of years.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
I know, bro. They're all playing Fortnite season, whatever, flying Star Destroyers into a freaking Galactus or
Man,
something.
We're old. Yeah.
Yeah.
We're old. Yeah. What was I forgot what I was gonna say. Never mind.
Okay.
I forgot it. It
666.
was- Yeah, it was something about that. I was just gonna say we're getting freaking old.
We are. I don't know. I guess we're young. We're 20. We're 20, bro. You're 20.
Yeah, that's crazy. Just since last week, I've been 20. I
I
feel
know.
no different.
Me
if that's
neither.
true. Yeah.
Me neither. I feel 19.
Yeah, actually, I'm not gonna lie. I'd be forgetting I'm 20.
Me too,
When
dude.
people ask, yeah.
Ooh, even me, I'm still forgetting I'm 20. Like I put in.
Oh crap! I was at the, sorry, not to interrupt you. I was at the doctor's today. I told him 19. I just realized I had an appointment earlier today, and I just realized I told him 19. Oh, my bad. Keep
That's
going.
funny.
No,
No,
I'm
you're good.
sorry.
That's funny.
I was
That's
just
funny.
thinking in my mind.
I was I had to put in my age for some because it was really like weird for me when I had to, well, maybe I shouldn't say this, but when I was putting my name in like making new YouTube accounts and stuff and I didn't have to lie about my age.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
I could just tell the truth. Like I'm
That's-
18
yeah.
and now I'm 20. But you know, when I was 18 and I was going to like I would go to 1995 to like lie about my age. You know, I don't know what the statute of limitations is on that, but I'm sorry, FBI. But I didn't have to do it anymore, so I put my real birthday.
Yeah,
in.
that's
It
how
was
you know
great.
you're old. I always did January 1st, 2000, just so it was very easy to
I
remember.
did January 1st, 95.
95.
Yeah.
That's a good one. Yeah, that's a good one. Well, I used to just scroll down to the very bottom one, or I'd do like 1912.
See, I would do that, but I accidentally scrolled to the top. So my birthday was like 2092 or something. I don't know why they were filled in.
That makes
bro.
no sense to me.
Like, why does it go past
Yeah.
18 from
Yeah.
whenever?
Well, actually, you took an HTML class. You probably understand why.
No idea.
Really?
No clue.
I mean, I guess they just have presets for. I'm not good enough at coding.
Can't
to
tell you, bro.
understand.
But they
I could
probably just so they don't
understand.
have to change it every year.
I don't know.
But because I started my first YouTube channel in 5th grade, bro.
Really?
Yeah, against my parents' wishes. I was with my friend, and he also lied about his age and said it was 1995, and so I did it too. That's why I started doing it.
Okay, nice.
And so he made a YouTube channel, and then I made a YouTube channel. It's still my Fortnite gamer tag. This is the
Really?
YouTube channel. Yeah, you know it, but I'm not gonna say. It's still public though, so if anybody finds it,
Was that your water bottle flipping channel? Mm-hmm. What a G. I love that channel. I was actually just a month ago, I was rewatching those.
yeah.
Yeah.
Really?
Peak content.
Peak, bro.
I love-
yeah. I'm not gonna say it, but bro, it was some peak stuff. And so I did like Call of Duty videos, bro.
Half of them you missed, like the water bottle.
Yeah, I missed every single one, and then I was like, I can't get this, and so I faked it.
Really?
Yeah, bro.
I didn't know you. Bruh, you faked
I'm sorry.
it?
No, I flipped one, and it hit a wall, and then I turned the camera down, and I
Oh,
cut,
yeah,
and then
yeah.
I turned it back up, and it was there.
Oh my god.
Yeah, and then you asked me about it, and I just told you I made it. I'm sorry about that.
That's crazy.
It was in 5th grade.
You were lying to me back then?
You were lying to me too, I'm sure, bro.
Yeah, we were mean to each other
We were
back
mean
then.
to each other back then, yeah.
We
I
really
think-
were.
Everybody is. I actually think that Harvard did a study on this.
Really?
There's an inverse correlation between how mean people are to each other and how much they actually care about each other. You know what I'm
Really?
saying? When it comes to males. When it comes to females, it's
yeah.
the complete opposite.
When it comes to males, that makes sense.
Yeah, so like
I
the
see that.
meaner that males are to each other, it really is true. Like men are so mean to each other, like face to face, but like when men are talking to each other about the other person, when men are talking about their friend to other people, they're talking highly about them. But when men are talking to their friends about them to the friend,
Oh, yeah.
they're talking mean about them. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know. I don't mind it. I don't think it's a problem.
Yeah, like I love this guy, but I would never say it to his face type of
Yeah,
thing.
yeah, but it's not like
Right.
with friends,
Yeah.
not like business associates.
definitely see
Calm down, you know what I mean? We're business associates, but with actual friends.
Right. Yeah, I definitely see that. I definitely see that more on the male side.
Oh
Right.
yeah, I think
Just
I
male
think
to male.
it was for the males, but I think females is probably the opposite. Because females, I think, are just mean to each other, bro. I like in real life.
Well, they're the opposite. They're nice when they're face to face.
Yeah,
and then
yeah,
they're
yeah.
mean back to like behind somebody's back, and
This
I
is
hate that.
That's so I hate that
I hate
too.
that.
That's exactly right. Yeah, that's so annoying.
Yeah,
to me.
it's the opposite. I don't know. I always have the philosophy. I say this every other podcast at this point, but like.
Capitalism.
Yeah, no. Yeah.
Wow.
But don't say anything behind somebody's back that you wouldn't say to their face. You know what I mean? So if you're okay with saying it to their face, then go ahead and say whatever you want to say. Stick up for it. You know, say what you want to say. But if you wouldn't say it to their face, then don't say it at all.
I completely agree.
And whenever I try to, like whenever I'm talking behind somebody's back, it's either I'm gonna talk to them about what I'm saying, or like I probably most likely already have. Like I've already talked to them about it, and this is what they think. So
I think that's a good philosophy.
yeah, I think so too. It helps a lot, and it just makes makes the drama in groups just way down.
You notice that a lot of drama just does not matter.
No, it doesn't.
Basically, none of it,
Right.
unless it's like literally none of it. And so I don't know. That's also a good frame. It's just like this doesn't really matter.
Right. It just doesn't. It doesn't matter.
Like, do I maintain this relationship? Do they still hold to my values? If both of those are true, then
Right.
the other thing doesn't really matter.
Yeah, and unfortunately, in my experience at least so far, a lot of people in college will talk behind your back, which is kind of sad to see. Like they just don't really have like strong principles on,
Mm-hmm.
on that kind of stuff. But just be careful, you know, who you talk to, because not everybody is going to be on your side.
Do you have any advice for people going into college who to find a group of friends that they can trust in that regard? Does that make sense?
Yeah. So I guess it's a little bit tough. I mean, especially because like in my experience, you know, no matter what friends you meet in the first couple of weeks, like it's really hard to trust them after that first couple of weeks. But I mean, after the first month or two in college, it's kind of clear the people that want to hang out with you versus the people that don't. And so I guess if you have a problem just going out and talking to people in general, that's a different situation. But if you're talking to me about somebody who doesn't actually have problems meeting people, they just have problems like finding people that they can trust, I'd say, you know, it's okay in college. I'd say give it a little bit of time. It's going to be a little bit more clear who wants to hang out with you versus who just doesn't care about you. And don't worry about the people who don't really care about it, because they're just living their own life. They're not thinking about you, so don't think about them. And only try to focus your time on the people that are going to reciprocate that feeling.
You mentioned on an earlier podcast that you should reach out to people more, because when you stop reaching out to people, like 80% of the people kind of stop reaching out to you too. And so how do you balance reaching out to people so you can hang out with them and being like a one-sided relationship? You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's a great question.
I'm just like that.
Yeah, right. So I mean, first off, I think people just have to accept they're gonna shoot their shot, and you know people might not always say yes to them. So first off, is kind of just accepting, okay, I might fail by texting people, and it's definitely a hard balance. You know, I'm not the best at balancing those two as well. You know, I still have my problems, but I'd say for the most part, be that person that hits people up. You know, be that guy. You know, because a lot of people don't, but they want people to hit them up. You know, so be that person, and don't be afraid to let somebody go if it's clear. You know, in my experience, at least, it's been pretty clear. Actually, I'm gonna take that last sentence back. Sometimes it can be a little bit ambiguous, but for the most part, be okay with stopping watering dead plants, which is what people say. Kind of saying is like don't water dead plants, as in don't keep texting somebody who just doesn't care about you. You know.
What are some warning signs that it's a one-sided relationship, or somebody just doesn't care about you? This isn't necessarily for college, just like friendships in general.
Yeah. Well, first off is the clear one of just you're always the first person to hit them up. You know what I mean? That's a good test as well. Like if you just for a couple of days stop hitting everybody up, see who actually texts you back, and those are the people who really actually care about you. You know. So first off is try to notice. Okay, am I the person that's always texting first, right? Or also, you know, when they do text me about plans, is it actually solo or is it with a group? Because a lot of times they could just be inviting you to the group just to make you feel better, you know. I mean, those two are definitely the biggest for me. Is, you know, do they actually text you back, and do they seem interested in actually hanging out with you one-on-one, you know, instead of just inviting you to the group just to stop you from asking, you know, because that can happen sometimes. And third would be. Or third or fourth would be, you know, are they going out of their way to try to schedule a time to meet with you? You know what I mean? Because a lot of people will just say they're busy, and I think that's fine to be busy. You know, my friends are busy. I'm busy sometimes. I think it's fine to be busy, but if it's multiple times where you just keep postponing, and that happens in like online relationships too. You're dating, like you're trying to text somebody, meet up with them, and they just keep postponing, you know, like you start to get that vibe. That's another one. It's kind of almost a red flag, you know, like, okay, that's one of those things. So I'd say those are the 3 or 4 main ones that I kind of think about. But just be okay with failure, and you know, keep hitting people up, because I know I enjoy people hitting me up. I like it, and I want to be that guy, so be that guy.
Yeah, my 2 takeaways from that are like, the failure one is a big one. Like if it's okay that if somebody doesn't want to hang out with you, like it's okay for 2 people not to it's okay for 2 people not to connect. And
you're not less of a person because they don't want to hang out with you.
Yeah. I think a good like metric for me in like social situations is like, did I hold to my values? If the answer is yes, and they like reacted poorly to whatever, then I think whatever, that's fine. If the answer is no, then you get upset at yourself, not because they reacted poorly, but because you didn't hold to your values. And them reacting poorly may or may not be a warning sign. Like, it's a good time to like, okay, they reacted poorly. What did I do there? Did I hold to my values? If the answer is yes, then whatever. You know what I mean? That was one of my takeaways. And the second one was, I think what makes a good, you mentioned groups a lot, and what makes a good friend group is like when each one of those people can hang out individually too. And then when they, combine into, Voltron,
Right.
they're better for it kind of thing. But I think that's the two biggest things I got from
Absolutely. Yeah, the group one's a big one. A lot of times you'll see like a group leader where like there's one person where if they can't hang out, like the rest of the group's kind of like, oh, I'm busy. Everybody's texting, hey, I'm free, and then that group leader's like, I'm not free, and then all of a sudden nobody can hang out anymore.
Yeah.
And it's so obvious, and it's just kind of like it's a red flag to me. It's like, you guys don't want to hang out anymore just because that one social person can't hang out.
Yeah.
Like, that's depressing to me. But that's all. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I also see that with, or the first point you mentioned, I see that sometimes with relationships too, but it's definitely a lot harder. Like sticking to your values and being like, okay, if this person is going to leave me because I stuck to my values, then that's something that's okay.
It's something I've been
It's
giving
just more complicated.
It's something I've been giving a lot of thought recently too with relationships is like holding your values is, this isn't a revolutionary thing to say, but holding to your values is very important. But at what point is it like you're looking for a perfect human, you know what I mean? And so it's like, for the conclusion I eventually came into is like develop a couple of values that like non-negotiables, and if it's not one of your non-negotiables, then maybe try to make it work, you know what I mean? And so what are some of your non-negotiables in a relationship?
In a relationship, the biggest one for me is,
Don't cheat.
honestly, that's
It's not a
actually,
non-negotiable.
Yeah, it is for me.
Oh, really?
For the most part, yeah. I'm at the
For me,
start
that
of
just
a
goes without
relationship.
saying.
Really?
Like, that's just integrity of the relationship.
Yeah, I don't know. I'd say it just because I'm big on communication.
Sure,
I think at the
sure.
start of the relationship, I'm gonna be like, listen, I'm gonna make this clear now. Like, if you cheat on me, I'm going to leave. And so, if that time were to come, hopefully not. If that time were to come, it's expected. Like, so I think that is a very clear set boundary. That's one of mine. I guess a boundary that would be like if they were to cross that, I would leave.
Or it'd be like a conversation to be had, like, hey, listen, I really didn't appreciate this. You keep doing it, probably not gonna stick around, kind of thing.
Yeah, the ones that I'm thinking of, I guess, are pretty negotiable. Like, I could probably get over them. I'm a pretty adaptable guy, and so you may have more than me. You can start, but most of my negotiables, I feel like there's kind of some wiggle room. Like, if it happened with good intentions, it would be okay, kind of thing. But do you have any that are very
Honestly,
specific?
I was asking you, honestly, because I'm kind of I'm not struggling to find my non-negotiables, but I'm trying to be intentional about like what they are, and I don't think I could name them right now. And I think it's because
It's a tough question, for sure.
Yeah, I think it's because, well, I don't know. There's a couple of things. I mainly think it's because I'm kind of like transitioning between like two like belief sets right now. And so like what is okay and what isn't okay to me anymore is like different. And so I don't know. I think about it like if you compromise on a value to get a girl, you're literally bending your I think I've said this before on the podcast. You're bending the way you are to fit her. And I don't, think that's necessarily a good thing. And so, but to some degree, like, you almost, maybe in the start of the relationship, no. But if you're, like, years into the relationship and, like, because what I'm thinking of is, like, you have to kind of work your schedule around her occasionally. You have to be willing to do that for her, or at least I think so. But not on like the first date, you know what I'm saying? Like if she cancels, then that's you don't go, wait a second, please, please, you know what I mean? And so it's interesting. It's something I'm really trying to give a lot of thought to, which is why I was curious your thoughts. But
I wish I had a better answer for you.
Yeah, I wish I had a better answer for myself. I mean, one of them, I'll tell you what I look for in a girl. is intelligence.
Yeah.
That's really important to me. Like, I'm not a huge fan of like the ditzy type. Not that that's a bad thing. It's not for me.
I don't mind it.
Yeah, I know you don't. I know we differ on that. Actually, yeah. And then intelligence is a big one, and then just like emotional integrity. You know what I mean? Like, they have values and they hold to them. We don't necessarily have to agree. It's just like not being like just
It's
having
hard to put
values and
into
holding
words.
them.
It's
Having
hard to
values
put
and
into
holding
words
them.
because like I feel like I can see a lot of relationships and I'd be like, oh, I would not want that to be a wrong relationship. But I wouldn't say I wouldn't really specifically call it like a hard boundary. You know what I mean? Like for example, I was on this trip with a couple of friends and it was a friend that I'd known or a person that I met there. You know, it was this guy and this girl as well, and the girl was just mean to him in general. Like, she'd be kind of nice to other people, and then she'd kind of turn to him and like she'd be mean. And it's not just straight mean, but like playful mean. So if he was to say anything, she'd be like, "Oh no, I'm just playing," you know, I'm just like that kind of thing. And I would never let my relationship get to that point.
Was he upset by it, or was he alright with it?
No, he's all right with it. Well, I don't know if he's all right. I feel like he can. It's something that he could probably get past. But to me, that like when I see that, that's not. It's almost too late for him to say anything. Like, that's something you have to get clear at the start. You know, like if she were to cross your line and like be mean to you in a way that you genuinely didn't like, you have to stop her that first time.
I think you have to get over that part though. Like, it's never too late to say anything. Like,
Yeah.
I think that's why a lot of marriages fail, because they're too afraid to say anything.
Right.
Because it's been years and I've been allowing this thing for so long. I think my advice to anybody in a long-term relationship would be, you can't really go in with that mindset of like it's too late to say anything.
Yeah, I don't want to say too late.
You
I
know?
mean, like it's a lot harder than if you were to catch it at the first time. You know.
It's 100% a lot harder. It's just not a reason not to do it. Like, you absolutely should do it.
Right, and that's almost kind of what you're going back to, like bending for her. You know, like
Yeah.
like
And so it's like, I was thinking about this while you were talking, like, it's gone. It's all gone.
yeah.
Uh,
I feel that.
sorry.
I mean, honestly, the biggest one for me is just communication.
yeah.
That's the biggest one.
Yeah.
Seriously. And eventually, I want to get to the point where, like, I'm at that point with my family as well. But I want to get to this in a relationship to where, even if you were to have a fight about something, you know that you're gonna live together forever. So you know eventually you're gonna get over it. So like, the fight's not serious. Like,
yeah.
it's a fight and you disagree, but it's not like a serious fight. You know you're gonna get back together.
It depends what the fight's about.
Right.
Like, if the fight's about, like, I want to have kids and you don't, like,
Well, yeah.
that's a deal breaker. You know what I mean? If the fight's about, like, you know, you put your socks on the floor and I don't like it.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
And I think people also have to be willing to, so this is, I remembered, you have to be willing to bend yourself a little bit. Like, if your wife doesn't like you putting your socks on the floor,
You got to pick up your
maybe,
socks.
maybe pick up your socks.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, if you never did until that point, you can think like, I'm bending my world to her worldview. But it's also like you're picking up your socks. You know what I mean? Like, it's not like that.
Right. You got to grow. You got to
Yeah.
adapt. And the biggest is you got to be vulnerable. It took me a while to get past that one.
The vulnerable one. How come?
I was scared that I wasn't fully in control, I suppose. And when I talk about being vulnerable, I mean, I'm just talking about like talking to girls in general. Like being
I
vulnerable
did not think that
in
was what you meant.
relationships, really.
Okay.
That's essentially what I mean. I mean, emotionally vulnerable, like telling them how I'm feeling, even though they can use that for bad. You know, like a lot of times, especially when I was younger, like I just wouldn't tell them how I was emotionally feeling because they can use that to hurt me. You know, but now I'm kind of realizing like I need to be, in some sense, emotionally vulnerable in a way if I want to grow as a person and to fully be myself. You know. I need to feel these things and express that.
And be comfortable in the relationship too. Because
Exactly.
I think eventually, you like if you are with someone for like years, eventually, the veil is gonna kind of drop, and it's like, oh, this person is not who I signed up for.
Right.
You know what I mean?
And so I've been going on my own, like almost personal path of trying to get the veil thinner and thinner, so that it's almost like my personality is on my sleeve, so that if the girl stays, that's because she likes my personality, not because she likes whatever I'm trying to portray.
It's huge. It's really, really good advice.
But you really got to be clear. You really got to have it almost have people's opinions separated from how you feel as a person, or like your worth as a person.
It's very hard
because
to do.
If you put your heart on your sleeve, or if you put your like personality out there like that, and you get emotionally affected by what other people say, then that's not a great combination.
Yeah, it's tough when you're like, because I think when you're quote fake, not you, like when you is like when you're quote fake, it almost is like if somebody doesn't like you, it's because they don't. It's not you. It's somebody else. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then when you're actually yourself and
Right.
somebody doesn't like you, which is gonna happen. I mean, technically, the majority of people it's gonna happen with. It's like that's a lot harder to deal with because it's like, well, this is me. You know
Right.
what I mean?
Yeah, and it's not like he was hurting me; he was hurting this personality that I had. You know, this shield that I had.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. I completely agree with
Yeah,
that.
that's something I'm going through right now actually of like trying to like be more myself.
Yeah.
And then when people don't like who I actually am, which, you know, who knows, but when people kind of aren't receptive to it like they are with like a fake persona, I just kind of have to be all right with that.
Yeah,
you
yeah,
know?
that was probably one of the biggest personal growths for me during high school was being able to like just be okay. I honestly like I say that like it's over, but I wouldn't even say I'm 50% done yet with that improvement. You know, like being more vulnerable and being okay with that. You know, just being yourself. Like that's people say that all the time, but that's so hard to do.
It's tough. It's really tough, honestly.
Right.
I found myself struggling with that
And I
a
still
lot.
don't want to fully be like myself out in public, which
Yeah.
is it's sometimes it's hard too because like myself wouldn't want to go out and talk to people, but well I'm not saying me, but like you know sometimes people are like I guess myself sometimes has different desires of what I think a good version of me should be. So I'm going out and I'm trying to do these things, and I'm also trying to be myself, but myself wouldn't do this thing, you know. So it's kind of confusing. It's just
Yeah.
like, am I really being myself, or am I trying to like be who I want to be? And is that a bad thing? And when is that right? And it's just hard, man. It's hard on the mind.
Yeah, it's really it's interesting. I think a lot of people who say what you mentioned earlier, which is like myself wouldn't want to go out, are just using that as an excuse not to go out.
Right.
Because if you didn't want to go out, you wouldn't go out. You know what I mean? Like if you really didn't want to go out, you just wouldn't go out. Like it's like, oh well, I care about what people think, so I'm gonna show face and stuff. But like if you didn't want to go out, you wouldn't go out. And so I don't know. I think a lot of people use that as an excuse.
Mm-hmm.
But it's tough. It's really hard. It's what we'll wrap with this. But like, what do you think are some strategies you used in high school to like show more of yourself to the people around you, like be more of yourself to the people around you?
Yeah. I mean, the biggest one, and it's kind of what I said earlier, is the biggest one is being okay with people not loving you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That was I mean, my personality started to show naturally the less that I was able to care about what people thought. And I'll admit, you know, I don't think I was ever like, I don't think I ever really had too much of a problem like that. I normally didn't really care what people think. Like if you look at if you ever see a picture of me in 6th grade, you'll see that I had hair down to here, and I wore the same shirt every single day.
Did I go through 6th grade, really?
Yeah, I went to I have a picture of the graduation in 6th grade, and I still had it.
Oh, wow.
And I wear the same exact shirt every day. I had like 7 pairs of the same one. Like I truly did not care about what people thought about me. And then it kind of came back in middle school.
Of course.
Yeah, just as you get older. But I don't think it was ever horrible for me. But the biggest one, I mean, the being yourself started to come naturally the less that you cared about what people thought. So that was the biggest one for me.
So I guess it's more of a question like, how do you care less about what people think? kind of
Exactly.
thing?
How do you put less weight on others'
Yeah.
thoughts on you?
For me, I think it's you don't stop caring about what people think, because struggle is a dramatic word, but it's something I definitely I'll use the word struggle with a lot.
I think that's a good word.
That's what people think about what other people think about me in like social situations. But something that's been helpful for me is like rather than somehow reducing the weight that other people's opinions has on you, which I don't really know how to do that. I'm sure there's a way, I just haven't figured it out yet. I increase my confidence. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And I do that through my systems. You can do that however you want. But if you increase your confidence, and your confidence, which is like opinion of yourself, passes your opinion of what other people have of you, it kind of just cancels out zero.
I have a quick question actually on that, because that seems like a good point. But I'm curious because I do know a lot of people tend to struggle with their confidence isn't based intrinsically, but it's rather based extrinsically on the things that they have.
Yeah.
So how would
I
you?
have a good point for this.
Yeah, go ahead. So maybe you see where this is
Maybe
going.
you can finish the question so we can clip it.
Right, exactly. Yeah, so I mean, so for those people that have their confidence extrinsically given, how would you go about giving them the confidence without while still kind of lowering the
Yeah.
how they're feeling from
So
other
you
people.
have to reframe how you think of success.
Okay.
A lot of people think of success about the outputs. It's like, what am I getting out of this? Like, I want to be a YouTuber, and the output is like being a YouTuber. You have to reframe it from output to input. Like, I'm putting this amount of work in, therefore I'm successful. And so you have to become completely divorced from output and married to input. And so for my systems, which is what I was talking about earlier, is like becoming confident. I become confident in the amount of work that I'm doing. And I'm confident walking around in a day knowing that I'm the type of person to do what everybody else isn't doing. Most people, whatever, aren't doing. You know what I mean? And I have said what I'm going to do, and I have matched that statement. And to me, that creates confidence. That creates self-confidence, confidence in yourself. And then there's like social confidence and whatever. And those are niche like levels of confidence. If you want like general confidence in yourself, what you have to do on a fundamental level, for me, it's the systems. But you have to say, I'm going to do this thing, and you're going to match it. But the problem is people say, I want to be a millionaire. That's not going to happen for like 10 years, brother. So 10 years of not being confident, you have to reframe your frame of success. I want to do the work required to become a millionaire, and you can do that overnight. Like, you can do the work in a day that's required to be a millionaire today, right now, and then at the end of the day, I'm the type of person who does this. And so you become confident. You become confident in the inputs rather than the outputs.
That's a great way to put
the
it.
biggest game. It was a huge game changer for me. Like, I'm just as successful today as I will ever be for the rest of my life, no matter how much I achieve or how much I don't achieve, because my success isn't framed in A, what other people think about me, and B, in the outputs. It's framed in the inputs. It's framed in the systems. And I complete the systems every single day. And so I'm successful every single day.
That's awesome. That
And
almost sounds
I think
comforting.
that's how it's comforting, and that's how you build confidence for me.
That's awesome. It's a good way to put it. Good way to end it.
It's a good way to end it. Yeah, thanks y'all for watching. This is a good one. And I hope y'all enjoyed. Make sure to let us know what you want to see next. Subscribe to the Air Hootist podcast. We put more effort into our videos, though, than anything else ever. And so go to the Air Hootist main channel, just Air Hootist on YouTube. You can search it up. Literally put 10 times more effort into that than anything else we do. So I would encourage you guys to check it out. Our most recent video, I forget the name. I don't know why I struggle with this name
Street
so
racing
much.
with toy cars.
That's the one. Is probably our best video we've ever done. It was super fun to make, super fun to record, and it turned out great. So yeah, we'll see y'all in the next one.
Stay safe, stay healthy.
Stay safe, stay healthy. We'll see you on the next one. Peace.
Bye. Yeah, buddy. I enjoyed that.
I like that one
Definitely better than the last one. I'll tell you that.
This one's gonna get no views,
Yeah.
bro. It's gonna get negative views somehow.
Seriously.
My goodness, freaking hot, bro.
Yeah, me too, actually.
Oh.
Let's take some thumbnail pictures too before we end.
Oh yeah, let's do it.
Look at me, bro.